I didn't know if they were showing that visualization. Did that show it while I was not looking in the back there? No, it wasn't. Yeah, there it is, but it's not up there. Is it on the sides? I can't tell on the sides.
I don't know if I want bubbles.
Is there like a world map with bubbles going? Okay, thank you. That's everybody who's tweeting, who's Ross's boss right now? No, it's not. It's not. It's actually a visualization of the Yahoo Mail map. It's really cool. I'm sorry. How's it going at Yahoo right now? I mean, it's been a tough year for you, hasn't it?
You know, honestly, it's fine. I've been around a long time, you know.
Yeah, but this isn't your first Web 2.0.
No, it's not my first Web 2.0. The last time was a bit different. You know, I think if you've done jobs like this over the years, you sort of get used to it. I mean, I joined Yahoo for a pretty specific reason in my own head. Which was that there aren't many platforms like this in the world. You and I have talked about this many times. It's very rare that you have a chance to touch as many people as Yahoo does each and every day. And so to have that opportunity was sort of an easy, when I talked to Yahoo, it was an easy yes for me because I've seen sort of the roller coaster of this business, not Yahoo's business, but the internet business for a long time. And, you know, I truly have always believed in the power of Yahoo and the power of the distribution that lays there. And so, you know, it certainly has been an interesting ride the last 11 months for me, but I wouldn't trade it for anything, honestly. You and I were talking backstage. This weekend we did this concert with the Bill Clinton Foundation down at the Hollywood Bowl. And I mean, it was... I've done events for 25 years. It was the best event I've ever been associated with by a long shot. To see the people who showed up, the outpouring of love for what this man has accomplished in his 65 years, and really the last 10 for the foundation, raising money all over the world to help people in need. And to see the outpouring of Bono and Usher and Gaga and the like, and to be associated with that on this platform, it was really
so the way
it
worked
moment.
on the I think people might be going, well, what does that have to do with Yahoo? Is that the concert itself was streamed?
Yeah, we worked with the foundation and streamed it live around the world. Only place you could see it. It'll be up for the next 6 months plus on Yahoo, and the performances were incredible. I'm a big, huge U2 fan. I've seen them 25 plus times, and Bono and the Edge did 6-7 songs acoustic. It was, I mean, there was somebody sitting two boxes from me who I knew who had come from Ireland, not for the show, but is from Ireland. And he was crying, listening to Sunday Bloody Sunday in an acoustic version that was so powerful, you can watch it. I mean, being part of that is something special for me.
So I'm going to try to bridge that to the troubles at Yahoo right now. And stay with me. I'm not trying to be, a dick here, but I've had on this stage Terry Semmel, Jerry Yang, David Filo, Carol Bartz, and ask the same question every time, which you hate. I know you hate this question, which is, what's Yahoo? And I think I understand now the answer to that question has to do with that you are very focused now on premium content, which is why I'm trying to bridge it back to this experience that you're having, right? Is that a fair way of saying it, that your goal is to be the premium content company on the internet?
Look, I think the opportunity for us is to create what we're saying, and what I believe truly is to be the premier digital media company creating really rich, premium, personalized experiences for consumers on every platform. That's it. And I think we have an incredible head start doing that. If you think about the opportunity to take the best of technology and the best of content and media, nobody's really done that fully yet. Nobody's taken the power of technology, all the things that brings, and combine that with the emotional aspects of content. And if you look at what we do every day, go to our homepage, what you see, what I see, totally different, probably, in some cases, because we're personalizing that for consumers. We do it, we run 13 million different variations of our homepage every day, 13 million. So what you see, what I see, what people in the audience see, totally different. And combining that with emotional stories, whether it's Bono and The Edge singing Sunday Bloody Sunday, or it's us breaking a story about the University of Miami recruiting scandal, or it's about covering the royal wedding, all of that resonates differently for people. Now, the upside of that whole opportunity is serving the right advertising in the right context. And we're doing that every day. And so I'm incredibly bullish on this opportunity. I remain so, and things like this weekend just give me a lot of hope for the future.
Did you ask Clinton if he wants to be CEO of Yahoo?
He's
got other things
He's
to
got
do.
a lot on his plate. You know, here's a guy, think about this. This guy is the most famous person, I think, in the world. Clearly the smartest guy I've ever heard speak. And at 55, he's done being president, and he could have done anything. And he is, he's traveling 300 plus days a year trying to help the world. And he gave a speech Friday night at this dinner, and I turned to my wife afterwards and I said, God, everything we do is so insignificant compared to this guy who's trying to save lives every day. So, you try to keep things in perspective.
Yeah. So let me ask you a few specific perspective questions. Are you buying AOL?
Keep going. I'm not going to speculate on things like that.
All right. Heidrick has been retained to hire a CEO. That came out last week by the board. Are you interested in the job?
You know what? Look, I have an incredible job right now. You've heard me say this before. This is the best job, not the easiest job, but the best job I've ever had, the biggest opportunity. I'm only focused on creating as much value as I can for our users and our investors. That's it. All that stuff, honestly, that stuff takes care of itself. The board will figure out what it wants to do with this company.
Well, that board hasn't been super good at figuring that out.
Honestly, my job's, while complicated, relatively simple, and I've kept my head down, for most of my career. When it's popped up, occasionally you get whacked. This job in particular, and this opportunity, if you take your eye off the ball in this thing, you can't capitalize on all the opportunity. Here's the thing. How many people in this audience? I can't even see because of these lights. A couple hundred?
No, there's about 700 out there.
Yeah, I mean, so how many people out there are running some sort of publishing content business? Really? There's probably there's a fair bit. I competed with Yahoo for 15 and a half years. And the one thing I tried desperately to do over the years was get a deal with them. Because the power of the distribution on this platform is so immense and so incredible that each and every day it affords my team the ability to do almost anything, literally, almost anything, and create value for partners of ours, for advertisers of ours, and for consumers. And if we do that right, every day we don't do that, it's a missed opportunity. And so I'm just focused on that.
So let's talk about some of that strategy.
Yeah.
Since you've been in charge of the Americas, you have, I'm going to use a Hollywood term, you've been green-lighting things. Original content, video, show, basically as if you were programming a couple of cable channels, it feels almost like. Is that a fair way of putting it? Because you have a bunch of original...
I think it's more than that. Again, I think if you think about using the platform we have, the technology that we have, which is incredible in its ability to target and personalize things, and match that with the right premium experiences. So yeah, we did a big deal with ABC a couple of weeks ago. We announced a female-oriented video slate during Ad Week 2 weeks ago. We've done dozens and dozens of new deals, and we've launched dozens and dozens of new products. And You know, when I talk internally to our folks, you know, you always want to get people focused on a couple of things. You know, an old boss of mine once said to me, you know, if you're at more than 4 things, people can't remember them. It was really 3. I reached 3. But I call, you know, for the internal purpose, I think about things in sort of 4 Ps for us.
Yeah.
If it doesn't fit one of those 4 Ps, like, we shouldn't be doing it. You know, build great products, you know, do it on every platform, and do it on platforms that we've created, like this personalization engine that we have. Personalize it, make it unique for each individual, and program it. Now, like when Blake Irving and I talk about programming, we talk about 2 different things. From an engineering perspective, this programming, and from, you know, sort of my life and my world, programming means, can you combine technology with the human hand? I don't believe that a black box will solve everything, that I actually think the human touch is important. And so we have been programming our site, but leveraging the technology and the experience we have. We look at signals every day, right? We look at tweets and Facebook posts and searches and mail and anything that can give us an advantage to actually deliver the right thing to a consumer and the right person to an advertiser. Those signals that Yahoo has are incredible. And so taking advantage of that is the holy grail for us, honestly.
When you talk about programming and personalization, I'm curious if those, you know, how do you make a decision about what kind of content to give to what kind of person? Is there, you know, a page rank of programming, so to speak, that you use? Is there some algorithmic plus people kind of signal that how do you choose what I see at the homepage versus what anyone else does?
You know, it's a mixture of things. We are taking the signals in. We are seeing how many people are searching.
But what signals? I mean, is it just what I've consumed on Yahoo, or are you watching what I do on the rest of the web in some creepy way?
Yeah, we are watching. We're not watching you specifically, right?
But you create a profile of me as compared to other people.
I know you don't want to hear this. You're a number. You're just a number.
I'm cool with being a number. Hope it's a good number.
You know, I think the beauty of technology today is that we can pull signals from, we can see what's hot on Twitter, we can see what's hot on Facebook, we can see what people are searching for, we can see what people are writing about, we can see how many stories, which stories are rising to the top that are emailed out, how many photos are being posted from the Clinton concert this weekend. And that helps educate ultimately our editors to actually place the right things up front. Now, here's the cool thing about programming, okay? At the end of the day, you also have to trust your instinct and your gut, okay? So you can take all these signals in and you can look at the big board and say, here's what's trending, here's what people are tweeting about here. But you also actually want to program. You want to think ahead, and you want to think about, what is it that I can deliver to, here's a simple example. There's a football game tonight, okay? So most likely people aren't tweeting or posting anything about the game tonight. I think who is it, the Jets and the Dolphins? I think so. Because it hasn't happened yet. But an editor, a human being, knows that's coming, so you actually want to program that, right? So that wouldn't be a signal because it's not happening yet.
Right.
That's an easy way to describe how you program, you mix technology and programming together.
Now, Yahoo also has a stack of advertising services sort of beyond premium. Yahoo bought Right Media Exchange and is building out. You bought a company 5-to-1, which is a supply-side platform that aggregates inventory from others that you offer to your advertisers. Where's all that going? Is there a vision for Yahoo's play there that?
Yeah, well, you know as well as anyone in this room how the advertising landscape is changing right now. It actually is a pretty complex moment in the history of the internet. You know, put search aside for a second, and obviously search is incredibly valuable for us. But on the premium display side, or on both the guaranteed and non-guaranteed display side, I kind of see the world bifurcating into 2 ends. You know, and what happens when they bifurcate into 2 ends, the middle gets just destroyed. And so at the top end, which is a place Yahoo has played very well for a lot of years, is sort of big branded premium sponsorship, innovative marketing solutions, something FM does very well. And Yahoo does great there. You know, we have very, very big vertical categories, sites. We're number 1, 2, or 3 in 21 categories. I mean, we have incredible reach and deep content there. And then what's happened over the last couple of years is you've got, you know, a revolution going on in audience buying, right? Demand side platforms, sell side platforms, trading desks have sort of changed the way big audience grouping is getting bought. And so I think we're doing really a really good job at the top end. We continue to build these great innovative solutions for clients. And in the changing world of audience buying, you know, we've got Right Media, which is in 90 countries and 9 billion impressions a day plus. It's a big, big platform. We're going to create, you know, I think we got to create our mark there as well and keep that going, because that part of the business is changing faster than anything.
Yeah, certainly.
And we're very, very focused on you know, on that area as well.
I wanted to give anyone an opportunity to ask Ross a question. I think I may have played out the CEO leadership turbulence question, so don't ask that one again. Give him a break. Got one over here?
Thanks. Hi, Ross.
Hey.
It's Anthony DiClemente of Barclays Capital.
Oh, hey.
I thought maybe you could help us with streaming video, and if you think about the future of professionally produced and user-generated streamed video on the web, technology's enabled really 3 forms of monetization. So the ad-supported world that you live in, on demand, so be it iTunes, for example, and subscription video or SVOD, so Netflix, for example. And I wonder from your seat, if you could just look out over the next few years and maybe help us, what do you think of those 3 models? Which will take share from the other 2? Which will lose share? Is it the case that the ad-supported model for streaming video is losing share to the other 2 because of technology? I just wonder if you could pontificate about that. Thank you.
Oh, sure. Well, let me start with video on Yahoo, because we made a conscious decision prior to me getting there that we were going to get out of the user-generated side of things. You know, look, I enjoy watching the cat chasing the laser pointer as much as anybody, but it's pretty tough to monetize. So we've focused on the premium high end of video and I think we're doing great work. John mentioned a female slate we announced a couple of weeks ago, trying to stay to the top end of premium video on Yahoo. In terms of the whole industry, you know, it is an interesting moment, because what was an experiment a few years ago when I was at News Corp with Hulu has turned into a real business. And you know, you can look at what Netflix is doing on the subscription side, what Hulu and Yahoo and others have done on the free ad-supported side, growing rapidly, and then the EST side, you know, buying or renting video, premium. This is all about premium video, by the way. We're not talking about UGC, because the explosion of premium video, for me, once again, continues to sort of demyth the notion that content doesn't matter. I actually think premium content matters a whole lot, has always mattered a whole lot. We're focused on it. You see where the money's going. It's going to the premium side. So which one wins? Honestly, you know, consumers determine that. I think it's important to play in as many of those as possible. I think for us, again, focused on Yahoo, we can be an incredible partner for people with 700 million users a month. In fact, just on the media side in the U.S., Yahoo had its biggest month ever in September. So we continue to grow on the premium content side. I think ultimately users determine what model is going to win, but they all seem to be doing great right now.
We're out of time, but make a quick question.
We just heard from eBay about the difficulties of doing business in China. They were saying that domestic companies were really trying to get a lock on the market. How's Yahoo's experience with that?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Sorry, we had eBay talking about the difficulties of doing business in China and how they prefer, you know, locally brought up companies. How's Yahoo handling that?
Yeah, I think time's up, isn't it? Honestly,
Yahoo in China, a love affair.
We obviously have a relationship in China. China is not within my bailiwick, to be candid. I think based on my past experience, News Corp did a little bit of work in China and continues to. China is obviously a gigantic territory that you have to be really, really smart about how you enter and who you enter it with. And so everyone knows what Yahoo's relationships are there. So I'll sort of let those speak for itself.
I wish we had more time, but Ross, thank you very much.
Thanks, John.
Appreciate you coming. Thank you.